Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty bad news when it comes to PlayStation and, well, one of their nice big products for the PlayStation 5. Now, as you guys may or may not know, when it comes to the PlayStation console, it's been selling very well. It's had a really good reception, a lot of people enjoy it, and it's also even outselling the Xbox, and also, depending on the region and time, also the Nintendo Switch. Right now, it pretty much is the #1 console, but one thing to note is, even though you are #1 maybe in the console market, typically other things also might have some issues. And what issues of those might be? Well, when it comes to accessories and also brand new business ventures, sometimes they absolutely, well, fail. Now, I'm going to go talk about this and talk about the big drama, and this is all in regards now to the PlayStation VR 2. Now, this is kind of an intriguing one because it just has not been doing well. And other various headsets and other various popular headsets are doing and selling quite a bit more, and a lot of folks are curious on the future of VR, if it's actually going to be like longevity for it, what PlayStation's going to do with it, and at the same time, I still think this thing is way too expensive. So let's go talk about this. I want to talk about this drama because not every single side venture is going to work. Look at, say, Microsoft and, Mixer, or other various things like the PSP, etc., or even the PlayStation Portal, although that does seem to be selling even more than the PlayStation VR 2. But at the same time, I do respect companies for taking that risk. So let's go talk about all the issues that these risks have and discuss throughout this video. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, and we have the Twitter and Twitch stream as well. And let's go and dive on into the video itself. So, if you guys have missed it, PlayStation obviously sold and made a PlayStation VR 2 unit. Now, I think VR is pretty sick. If you guys actually seen the back of my even stream setup and like YouTube setup, I actually reset up one of my old VR headsets. I set up my Vive thing, and I've been playing some Beat Saber. And while I'm not the biggest person of VR, if you guys ever kind of meme around with me, I know a lot of like VTubers who are technically doing like 2D, 3D models and stuff like that, VR chat. Like, I've played it, I've been around it, I know what's up. And when it comes to VR, a lot of people actually like it. Like, we even have a lot of different other folks with the first impressions in terms of price point, in terms of specs, in terms of everything else. People actually like it. There's even an article from a few days ago saying the best VR headsets in 2024, all the latest platforms compared with the PSVR 2, Apple Vision Pro, and Meta Quest 3. And, well, people are kind of saying that this is still one of the best actual headsets. So the fact that people like it, where they actually voted overall for the quick list that the PlayStation VR 2 was the #1 best VR headset for gaming overall. Which, if you guys see all these type of things, like I have a Vive myself, or things like MetaQuest, or even MetaQuest 2, the Index, which is crazy because a lot of people like this as well, but a lot of folks are like, yeah, like I like my headsets, but people are literally voting the PSVR 2 for the best one, saying Sony's second venture into VR blends top specs, value, and innovative features with a growing library of games every month. This is our top pick overall. So people are still saying this is like a very good headset. It's good specs, good everything, and at the same time, they have like things like they could be a little bit more of a premium headband, and it's also not compatible for prior games or PC. So if you like PlayStation 5, and you like PlayStation 5 games, and you like PlayStation 5 and VR games too as well, that's all around good stuff. This is a win. And they have good specs. They have unique specs. They did something cool. But the one thing is that that's just not enough. If you guys saw a lot of rumors and talks on it, the PlayStation had a really somewhat negative first impressions. A lot of folks were assuming they were going to sell a lot more. It was also off the height of the PlayStation 5 being sold out 24/7, and a lot of people were just assuming it was going to be sold out instantly. Like, we're talking like day one, instant sold out, and people clamoring over Walmarts or Best Buys or Targets trying to go and, well, find one. But at the same time, the pre-orders never sold out. And it kind of leads to two big things. Where, number one, I think the price point's too much money. Like, even still now, for $550 more than the PlayStation 5, we have not seen it go on sale at all, and there also isn't that many major games. They try to go and bundle this and make it cool what they call the Horizon game, but I have never once, even now, as a YouTuber who does a lot of PlayStation, Sony stuff on Twitter, on Reddit, on anything, see a lot of people talk about it. Like, I mean, of course, maybe some people are like, yeah, I like my VR, and that's it. We're not, like, being sold on it. It's not like, oh my god, Spider-Man's the best game, oh my god, Starfield's amazing. It's more of like, yeah, it's cool. That's it. But at the same time, that's why people are curious, because right now it's seen that the MetaQuest has now outsold the PlayStation VR by 30-1 over the holiday season. And I'm just not sure what went wrong. Now, I'm not really sure if even PlayStation considers this a win or a loss, mainly because their sales have been low. Like, I've heard and even seen some leaked documents, and we always never necessarily 100% know if these are full-on rumors or what they may be, but a lot of apparently executives are like, yo, we are disappointed in the sales. We haven't seen them publicly state this, but like leaks and comments, as I mentioned. And as well, like I said, we never saw the things instantly sell out. We saw a lot of issues with them just even selling the products. A lot of folks are saying stock was sitting, and some people are saying it was even comparable to the very first PlayStation 1 after, like, it was basically just the same trajectories. They had a very nice first few weeks because, new product, more PlayStation people, it grows. VR is a little more mainstream than when it was before. Makes sense, but it just hasn't been like astronomical growth in comparison to all the other prior consoles. Saying where VR remains the fringe of gaming, which it has done for the past several years. And I do like VR, but we just need more games. And someone like PlayStation, if they made really, really cool, unique, like one-time games that everyone would want to buy a VR for, they're down. But having like an $1,100 price tag, because you have to own the PlayStation 5 first, does make things hard. Like, I feel like PlayStation's actually done really poorly with this VR headset. Whether it's marketing, whether it's deals, whether it's for games, an initial rollout for day one games, whatever it might be, third parties, etc., funding it, anything. They had to go and do something, and they really haven't done enough. They're saying some games like Elite Dangerous and any other racing car games benefit a lot with playing within a headset. So maybe even games like Gran Turismo could do really well in VR, which they might already, but I just never bought one because I was never sold on it, you know? And then when PlayStation doubled down with the second version, the PSVR 2 of its console, it was seen as a good thing. And I do agree. It had new innovation, had PlayStation, which has a big install base and gaming base. And the one big thing we always need for VR is more games. And they go and say it from a report from Road to VR. It says that the Sony-backed headset had a tough time getting any sales traction over the holiday period, at least on Amazon, but Amazon's probably a good indicator for every other platform too as well. Taking data from Amazon US and tracking sales volume of Meta Quest 2 and Quest 3 headsets, along with PSVR 2, showed astonishingly that Quest headsets outsold PlayStation headsets by 30 to 1. So these overall sales, they basically lost to MetaQuest, which makes sense. Like Meta, I'm sure a lot of you guys know. They literally changed your name from Facebook to Meta to push the MetaQuest, to go push the Metaverse. And it makes sense that they want to have a big focus, like you have Facebook behind them, like they're trying to go put them into like their Facebook groups and ads, whatever. Like it does make sense of why Facebook could win, because PlayStation's like, yeah, we got it, enjoy if you want, buy our PlayStation 5. But the more Meta's like, this is our only product, make it good. But it does kind of seem that these numbers are still insane. We're a 30 to 1, and these are some big competitors. Like Sony to Facebook is not really the biggest comparison due to market cap, but it's still big enough that we should note that. So data highlights that between November 16th and January 16th, Meta sold at least 320,000 units, where PlayStation only sold 10,000 throughout the entire holiday period for the PlayStation VR 2. Now, I don't want to say that's a failure, because I'm not really sure how Sony or PlayStation themselves kind of classify what a failure is. But if you even look at these numbers, if I spent all this time research and development of VR and only sold 10,000 units throughout one of the more busier holiday seasons, that's bad. Like, I'm usually pretty pro Xbox, pro PlayStation. I want good games, I want good stuff, I don't want people getting laid off, whatever. But right now, that's horrible. Like, so what also is the reason then for VR people to make games? We actually have seen VR studios go and shut down because there is no demand. So like right now, PlayStation only has, let's say, another 10,000 plus people to sell the games. Why would you want to make a VR game? Especially because you can't go and resell these games on, say, Steam, where most people are on, like, say, for VR. I use Steam for VR. But at the same time, like, what's the point? Like, who's going to want to spend millions of dollars potentially on a good game if PlayStation's not funding it or throwing some extra money? Like, PlayStation can maybe try to go and foster the development. Maybe they'll be like, hey, we'll give $50 million in grants, or maybe get like one or two PlayStation studios to make specific games to make people buy the PSVR, like how they did with the Horizon game. But they just never did. And that is just weird to go and see. So obviously it's more important to note that they say it's just one more from one online storefront. And of course, obviously there's other stuff being sold, but those numbers alone from Amazon sales are ridiculously low. Like, that's bad. At the same time, too, as well, we also have other big things such as Apple or even Google, who have been trying to get into headset markets and VR markets. And it just kind of goes to show that the PlayStation VR is just not, like, there. I don't know what went wrong. Everyone is saying that they have good specs, good quality, good screens. But maybe it's the fact that it's only PlayStation games. Maybe the fact that you can't have PlayStation 1 games, which would actually obviously make me upset if I bought both. I don't want to invest in stuff that's not going to last forever. And as well, I haven't just seen any major games. Like, even the Horizon game didn't seem like a game that was amazing to me. So then what's the point? Like, why do I want to buy this? And like, I don't. Like, I have not bought it. And I know a lot of people in my community, who's a lot of console folks, and even my Twitch chat too as well, no one's ever bought it. Like, maybe like 2 people. I'm sure maybe some in the woodworks for this video, but not many folks really bought the VR. So what did Sony do wrong? Like, they failed. Like, I absolutely think that PlayStation failed, especially with their PlayStation VR headset. And it makes me sad because I think innovation's cool. I think the technology behind it's cool. I think VR is cool. But right now, everyone kind of has it on the back burner and no one really wants to care about it first and foremost. And it seems like handhelds are kind of taking over that market. Seen the Steam Deck, Lenovo, and well, even the Switch. So give me your thoughts and comments on all this type of stuff down below. Do you guys have one? Do you guys not? Do you guys want to buy one? Is it cheaper? Is it too much? What is the issue? Let me know. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.